This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. The deal to keep the Tampa Bay Rays in St. Petersburg may be coming apart. Yesterday, the St. Pete City Council voted to delay the consideration of bonds for a proposed new $1.3 billion baseball park near the current site of Tropicana Field. In a separate vote yesterday, St. Pete City Council also reversed course on whether to spend more than $23 million to repair the hurricane-shredded roof of the Trop. The council initially voted yesterday to approve the repair, but later changed its mind. City Council member Richie Floyd said, "Why are we looking to expend so much money right away when there is so much uncertainty?" Earlier this week, the Pinellas County Commission also postponed a vote on its share of the new stadium bonds, leaving the project in limbo. The team says the lack of progress puts the new stadium plan and the future of Tropicana Field in jeopardy. Rays co-president Brian Auld told council members, "I can't say I'm confident about anything." The Trop's translucent fiberglass roof was ripped to pieces last month when Hurricane Milton swept ashore in Sarasota County. The Rays will play the 2025 season at Steinbrenner Field, the spring training home of the New York Yankees in Tampa. St. Petersburg Mayor Ken Welch said, "We believe there is a path forward to success." The Tampa Bay Times reports that the next bond vote in St. Pete City Council will come no later than January 9th, which would mean two newly elected council members would vote, and they have both been critical of the stadium deal. Floridians still have time to apply for relief from damage sustained during Hurricanes Helene and Milton, but deadlines are fast approaching. WMNF's Megan Bowman reports even though a federal loan program has no money to give out, officials say people should still fill out an application.
Julie Garrett is a spokesperson with the U.S. Small Business Administration.
Everyone's very familiar with FEMA, and FEMA does grants for homeowners and renters. SBA does low-interest disaster loans.
Garrett says the SBA loans can help people with rebuilding costs that FEMA or insurance didn't cover. And the loans aren't just for small businesses. Homes and personal property are also covered.
Landscaping, debris removal, walkways, fences, decks, your porch, your garage, your she shed, any of that got damaged and you haven't been able to find funding to repair that would be eligible for you to apply for.
And deadlines to apply for the assistance are fast approaching. For damage sustained from Hurricane Helene, people have until November 27th, and for Hurricane Milton, until December 10th. Garrett says it typically takes about 30 days to process the loan, sign closing documents, and get money into people's accounts. But there's a small problem. There's none available. First, Congress must appropriate more funding into the loan program. Republican U.S. Representative Laurel Lee says after back-to-back storms, the SBA exhausted their available funds earlier than expected this year. On Monday, President Joe Biden asked for more than $98 billion in emergency relief. Now, Lee says a bipartisan group of lawmakers are reviewing his request to get aid and relief out as quickly as possible.
Part of our job in Congress is to make sure that we add additional funding there so that those who are affected by these storms can still access SBA loans as a resource.
But Democratic U.S. Representative Kathy Castor says the holdup on funding is because Republicans have been uncooperative in approving a budget.
The fiscal year started October 1, and they were very opposed to beefing up the disaster recovery fund under FEMA and making sure SBA had the funds that it needed to continue to provide loans. So that's really devastating.
And now Congress is adjourned for the week of Thanksgiving, but they'll be back in December.
I'm confident the money will come. I'm just worried that all of these delays have caused unnecessary damage to so many of our neighbors and their businesses. It shouldn't be this way.
Both Lee and Castor say they're hopeful something will get passed next month. The SBA's Garrett says even though the funding is not available today, if people apply and get the process started, it'll be easier to distribute the funds once Congress makes relief available. Megan Bowman, WMNF News.
It will be sunny and breezy today with highs in the high 60s. Tonight, clear and cool. Overnight lows will be in the high 40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, highs in the high 60s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.